Okay. One sec. Let me put this in here really quick. Oh, the song name? That's Summer Ruby. It is a song that I actually made. Yippee. Alright, one sec. Let me really quickly set up these little stream dudes, and then whenever you guys type in chat, you can see tiny little pixel people. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Alright, sweet. Alright, now we have the little dudes. Epic. Here, one sec. I'll link the song really quick. Let me do that. Alrighty. Alright, and then actually I'll put on some like background music or something also, so then it's not like just dead silence in the background. One moment. I'm gonna go find the song anyway. Okay. Okay, I just sent the little link to the thing, to the song. Still one of my favorite songs that I've made to this day. That song goes so crazy. Banger song. Fucking love that one. Alright. I'll just put on a little background playlist of songs that I've made, including that one. So I'll just do this. Just do that on YouTube. And hopefully, keyword hopefully, we don't get any ads. Because that would suck. Okay. So let me... One sec, I'm also going to adjust this playlist. Ignore the motorcycle sound effect in the background. I'm driving past my ass. One sec. Sorry, it's taking a little bit. Oh fuck, ignore the double layering of the plane there. I'm just setting up a little music playlist of my songs so then we don't get copyrighted yet. Definitely don't want copyright. Copyright bad. Actually, it doesn't really matter too much if I were to get copyrighted because I'm not like making money from YouTube. But like, I still prefer not to have those little like warning notification things because those, I just don't like notifications. How do you make these kind of songs like software use? There's a website. It's an awesome website and it's free, which is fire. It's called Soundtrap, and it's basically like, what's it called? Actually, I can show you really quick. I can pull up my screen. One sec. Let me make it where you can see really quick here. Go to here. This. Let me also move my chat to the side so then I can see chat while doing this. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna switch the thingy, whatever I'm talking about. There we go. Oh, wait, one sec. That's like way too big. You can't see that. Let me move this down a little. Okay, like right about there. There we go. Okay. So Soundtrap, basically, you just go to this website. You like, log in, make a little account, whatever. And then in here, you have like, what's it called? You can like record stuff like voice things or like sound effects. You can like, but there's like so many different like presets for like different like sounds that you can use. And I have like a little like electric synth like piano thing hooked up to my computer. So like if I were to hear something, pause the music really quick. So like right now just on the grand piano setting. So like let me plug in my little piano really quick. I'm sorry, because I have it plugged into my PC, but I don't have it plugged into the wall because when it's plugged into the wall, it emits a like really bright blue light. And considering I have all of this set up in my room, also the place I sleep, when it is like the middle of the night and this thing is plugged in, that blue light is so fucking bright. I like literally can't sleep, bro. It's just blinding. But yeah, so if I turn this on, so then I can just like. Oh wait, one second. Let me make sure it's actually. Yes, one sec. Let me refresh and see if it'll recognize my keyboard. Recognize my keyboard. Pretty please. One second. Let me just disable access to it and then re-enable it. That'll probably work. Or wait, is it not plugged into my PC? Did I accidentally unplug it? Oh, well, I'll be damned. I did unplug it, I think. Yep, I found the cord. Okay, yep, no, it just wasn't plugged in. I'm a dummy. That's my bad. Okay. Now, we're gonna go back here. We're gonna clear this. And now it should work. Hopefully. Let's see. Allow. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So then if I want, I can just like, so I can just like play my what's it called? I can play my little fancy thing. All right. Let me turn my piano back off. And then I'll switch it back to the screen. There we go. But yeah, it's basically just a website where you can have like a bunch of different like sounds and stuff to play with my little piano thing, and then yeah, so I basically just make the songs in there. It's very helpful. Okay, wait, let me turn the music back on. Stream ended. It shouldn't be ended. Let me see. Nope, stream is still up. I'll tell you, it's still connected. Should still be good. Okay, let me just what was I doing? Oh yeah, one sec. I was adding another song to the playlist. I completely forgot. Where is it? There it is. Okay, and let me reorganize. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Let me just move this up here. Put that like right there. Good enough. And then I'll put this one up here. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Okay. Background music is set up. It shouldn't be too loud, hopefully. If the music is too loud at any point, just let me know, and I will turn it down. Same goes for my voice. If my mic is too loud or anything, just let me know, and I will turn that down. Alright. So let me do that. Let me hide these little guys. And there we go. Okay, sweet. So now I can see chat, and I can work on this. And hopefully you guys can see. Okay, you guys can see. Sweet. Okay, so recently... Alright, let me also make it too that whenever I... What's it called? Let me do like the game preview. And then I'll make it where it's linked up to that. Let me just center this. Transform, center to screen, transition. There you go. So now whenever we are testing the game, you guys can still see it. I did a little bit of adjusting actually to the gravity and stuff, so then you can rocket jump a little bit higher, because I thought that was fun. So then, then you can do fancy stuff like that. And then I was working on, there was a comment to add like subclass kind of things. One of them being where you can do like a shadow dash, and one of them where you can do a double jump, and you get to like choose at the start of the game. And so I was working on a little dash, so now if I am midair and I press space, I can do that little like dash thing. Obviously though, that's like very bare bones of it. So I plan on adding like a mechanic kind of thing to make it look like you go into like a shadow like wraith kind of form while you do that. And I might also increase the distance of it so you can dash a little bit farther. But it does actually synergize really well with the stand thing. So like for example, whenever your stand is like fully charged and you can punch, it slows down time a bit. So you can like, line it up and time it right. And if you rocket jump and like activate that, you can do the little like midair dash to like do a quick like, you know, jump kind of thing. So like let me go back this way. I can like jump, do the dash, and then like slam down and like punch them. And so it helps you kind of like line up some shots, which is kind of cool. And I assume the double jump will have a similar kind of effect, just vertically instead of horizontally. So pretty epic. What else did I do? I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, so we have that. So I will, but yeah, my brain is tweaking. Okay, so we'll just get to, yeah, making like a shadowy, spooky version. I am kind of thinking of doing it the way that, so there was a game I made a long time ago called Backslash. Well, I never actually finished it. It's just one of those games where you like start the project and you never fucking finish it. But what's it called? Oh, one sec. This song has lyrics. We don't want one with lyrics because that, what's it called? That like, I'm having a stroke. Which game? This is GDevelop. I have been using it for like 7 years now. All right, let's see here. What was I doing? Gosh, okay, I get so like sidetracked and distracted when I'm streaming. Okay. Let's do like 10 for that. Actually, no, that's not 210. Let's do like a much bigger number, so like 250. And then the force, we'll do 0 and 30. And then spray cone, we'll do 360. Actually, let's make this smaller, because we don't want it to shoot up very far. Yes, yeah, 7 years is a big number. The funny thing is, I'm pretty sure this game engine has only been out for like 10 years now. So like, I've been here since, I mean, not exactly the beginning of GDevelop, but like, I've been here for a long time. Which is funny, because I originally started game dev when I was like 12, like in school, because the like school admin stuff, they banned all the like game websites, like the free online games and stuff on our like school like laptops. And I was like, damn, I want to play games at school, but like I can't because they banned all of them. And so I was like, screw this, I'm gonna make my own game so then I don't have to be bored as hell because I hate school. And so yeah, so that I literally just like was looking for game engines that like I could just make simple little, because I my favorite like types of games are like little 2D pixel games. And so I was like, I don't need to learn some like crazy fancy 3D stuff right now. Funny enough, I ended up actually learning that kind of stuff later, like in Unity and Unreal Engine whenever I went to, it's like a little career center kind of thing where I went there for 2 years. But yeah, I basically ended up starting, yeah, with GDevelop because I was like, this is like a simple little thing where I can just make little pixel games. And also it like actually ran good because obviously on a school laptop, I'm not going to be able to run Unity or Unreal Engine. Like that's just not happening. And I tried Godot, I believe, at first, but whenever I was like 12, what's it called? When I was like 12, I like looked at Godot and I was like, it's too complicated for my tiny brain. And so I just stuck with this. And then over time, I just got better and better at this. And I just haven't really felt the need to switch since it still meets all my needs. And it still gets like a bunch of updates, which is really nice. And yeah, so it's very, very epic. Alright, crap, I got sidetracked again. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was doing Bryce where I get like dementia sometimes. Oh, voice crack, my goodness. Okay, we'll do I want bigger particles or smaller particles whenever you know, we'll start with big to small and then we'll see how that looks and then we'll see after. So we'll just call this like smoke dash. That's it. Let me lock these layers so I don't accidentally click on that. There we go, much better. Yeah, that's usually a lot of people's first thoughts when they see GDevelop. Oh, GDevelop, my goodness, I can't speak. Oh, oopsies, I accidentally just shrunk the screen. My bad. I have a ultra-wide monitor, and so I have to like put the thing in windowed mode so that it like fits on the screen and then I can see chat whenever I'm streaming to you guys. Because if I stream at my full screen like resolution, it looks kind of weird in a YouTube video size. It looks like a little stretched. And so I was like, I'm just gonna do this. It's like having a dual monitor, but not having one at the same time. It's kind of weird. I actually used to have a dual monitor. Well, technically it wasn't dual monitor, because before I had my PC, I had like a laptop, and then I had a monitor plugged into that. So then I had like two. What is my job? I just work at a gas station. I just do just normal little gas station stuff, and then I do this on the side for fun. Yep. Yeah, this is just like my little fun hobby that I do, per se. Alright. Though it would be awesome, though, to be able to do this full time, like make little games and stuff. It's just obviously, like, that is rather difficult. Okay. So let me make this little dash thing. So we'll do, go here. We're gonna do the smoke dash, like that. And then we will do, yep, and we'll do create smoke dash, parallel stuff X, and then parallel stuff Y. Okay, there we go. And then let's go here, and then let's do like, let's actually put this to like 100, and then we'll put this to like 80, and we'll see how that goes, and then we'll adjust it accordingly. Okay, so now whenever I dash, we should have like a little particle effect, and then I'll make it where it also changes the player. So if I like jump and then dash, yeah, we get like that little kind of thing. I want it to be like a bit bigger than that. That's a little tiny. I'll do like 150, and then okay, that should be good. And then flow particles will do a bit faster. Okay, let's see how that goes. That's a little too big. Or at least the starting one looks a little too big. It doesn't look too bad. I'm actually put this, I'll make sure that the Z order is less than the player too. We'll set that to like 0. So then it's behind the player. Yeah, that's a little better. It still isn't like fast enough. So let's go here and let's turn this up a bit more. Let's do like, this might be too fast, but I guess we'll see. Okay, yeah, okay. Let's put this to like 200 and this to like 400. We'll try that. Oh, I dashed backwards. I did not know that. Okay, that doesn't look terrible. It could look better. Let me add like, let's do like this. We're gonna have like a second one, and then we'll make this second one a little bit slightly different colored, and we'll make it a little bit bigger, but we'll make it less opacity. Yeah, that should be good. And then the radius of this, we're gonna increase the radius a tiny bit more. And then we'll see how that looks. Hey, welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. We're currently working on making fancy little shadow smoke dash kind of thing. So now whenever you jump, you can do like a little dashing like that. I do need to definitely adjust it a bit more. One sec, we're gonna go here. We're gonna increase the force on this by like a bunch. Let's do like from 150 to 400. And then the radius, let's increase that even more. And then number of particles for this one, we'll turn that down a little. Bro, I love doing little like synth solos and stuff in songs so much. Okay, that looks tiny bit more what I'm going for. I'll maybe add like, make the size a little bit bigger, make the force a little bit less. Let's do like 250. So whenever we dash, kind of what I'm looking for. I think maybe a little bit less force. Just a tiny bit less. So let's do like 150 to 200. Let's try that. Because then we have like that kind of thing. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I might adjust like... I'm trying to think. Honestly, that doesn't look half bad. I kind of want to add like an effect to the player whenever you do that. Let me think. The question is, what do I want to add to the player? I'm thinking. Also, so I'm gonna. There you go. Have some little stars. Also, I forgot to mention for the little dudes in chat, for like these little guys. What's it called? You can type in little commands in chat, and it'll make them do stuff. So like if you type in like exclamation point jump, your little dudes will jump and stuff, and so you can like do funny stuff with that. Pretty neato. Oh, so this kind of stuff, buddy. You think you can? Wait, I mean, you can. There's always the time to start. Whether you're young or old, you can always get started on this kind of stuff. So that's like what I did, you know, when I was like, yeah, like 11 or 12. You know. It obviously just like depends on, you know, how much time you have to, you know, put into it and whatnot. But you know, everybody's got to start somewhere. Oh yeah, for the chat thing, you have to type like this. There, I just typed it in there. It's a little like exclamation point and then jump, and then you'll do it. You can also do a bunch of other things. You can do like exclamation point sit, and your dude will do a little sit animation. Or like I think you can actually do. Oh hey Pidge, good to see you. Very nice. Here, I'll bring you up here with me. There you go. And now we can sit next to each other up there. Alright. Let's see here. Okay, so we had the little shadow thing, and then... Oh, we got this song. Fun song. Fun. Okay, let's make it where when the player's doing this little dash thing... 40 degrees and raining. Ah, I see. I see. You know, actually, let's give him a glow effect. Let's do like a kind of black glow thing. That might look nice with the little shadow dash. Like, let me see how that would look really quick. Yeah, so if we just add that whenever he's doing his dash, that might look kind of cool. So let's do when the player is dashing and when the player is not dashing. So do player low stuff, effect, enable effect. So when he is dashing, we enable it. When he's not dashing, we disable it. And then we can just go in here. So then we have normal dude, jump, dash. It did not work. Why did it not work? Oh, it's probably because I have it on the other thing. One sec. Okay. Okay, and then we'll just copy this, put this on the... Where is he? There he is. There we go. We'll put that on him. And then we'll go over here. And then we'll do this. There we go. Alright, see ya, Pidge. I hope everything goes well. Alright, so now we can rocket jump and dash. There we go. So then we get like a little shadowy outline effect whenever you're dashing. And then I think we'll make it... Actually, instead of doing that, let's do this. So then the effect stays for a couple seconds after. So we'll say if it's greater than 0. And then we'll say if it's equal to 0. There we go. So then we can do that dash, and then it stays on for a tiny bit longer. It does stay a tiny bit too long though. Let's maybe do for smoke dash 2, because that one disappears a tiny bit faster. Okay, no, that stays a little bit too long too. Okay, one sec. We're gonna go to the lifetime of this one, and we're gonna change it from 2 to like 1. So then it goes 0.5 to 1, and see how that looks. That still lasts a little bit long. Let's do 0.2 to 0.5. See how that looks. There we go. Yeah, that's more what I was wanting. And the fun thing too is you can use the little backflip mechanic while you're dashing. So you can like do little stylish shadow backflips. So you can do fun stuff like that. Alright, so we have that added. Okay. And so now we just need to add the double jump if you have the other subclass. So let's go here really quick. And then we'll take this thing here. And then we do need to, one sec, let me make the sound effect a little bit louder because it is a little quiet. Let's do it like this and see how this goes. And also, what would we call the other class? Because for the class with the Shadow Dash, we're going to call it the Wraith. And then there's the... what's it called? Well, yeah, that's exactly what it is. We're trying to think of what the name for the other one should be. So we have Wraith, which is the Shadow Dash, and then we have something that has a double jump, but we don't know what the double jump should be called yet. Or like what the class for the double jump should be called. That is a good question. Damn. I actually don't know. Let's call it like... You know, for now, let's just call it Scout, because haha, Scout TF2. And, you know, double jump. Okay. So then we're going to really quickly go into here, and we're going to go into this, and we're going to change this to Scout. Not Scout. That is not a thing. Alright. There we go, Scout, and then we'll add a little double jump thing, and so we'll basically just make it where player's falling, player, gonna allow jumping again. But we aren't just gonna do that though, because if we do that, then what's it called? I'm trying to think. Because then you know you'll just be able to fly. So like you can just. Oh wait, maybe not. Let me see. Okay, so we have that. Okay, I see. Honestly, we could actually probably just change it from doing that. We can just do like, little player, apply impulse. There we go. Oh, gotcha. Alright, well, have a good night. I'm very glad you're enjoying the game. I'm gonna be trying to add a bunch of little random stuff to stream. So hopefully that goes well. Okay, so for this we'll start with something simple. We'll do like -15 and see how that goes. Okay, do this, no, change it to Y. Okay, and then we will also really quickly, not that one, we want to go to this dude. All right. We're going to give him a variable, and we're going to say can double jump. And then we're going to make it a Boolean variable, meaning true or false. We're going to set it to false to start with. And then we'll go into here, and we'll do if the player variable can double jump is true, and he has the scout subclass, then he can do a little double jump thing. And then once he does the little double jump thing, it will make it false, so then you can't double jump. And then we're just gonna make it where when the player is on like the ground, like when he's on the floor, then he just gets it back. So then you can only double jump once, and then once you land on the ground, you can double jump again. So we'll go here, we'll do this, and we'll go, it's on floor. And so now let's see how that looks. So jump. Oh, okay, the impulse, okay, it worked, it was just the impulse was like way too small. Okay, let's do like 40. Okay, that's too high now. Okay. Actually, we're gonna make it where, let's try space key pressed and see if that works. If that like looks better. Okay, let's try like 25. Okay, so then we can like rocket jump and then double jump. Oh, well, that's high though. Okay, when used with the rocket jump, it definitely feels cold. Dude, you can launch yourself with that. My goodness. Okay, that's a little high. My God. Okay. There we go. That's more what I'm looking for. Okay, there we go. So then you can shoot yourself up and then double jump. And actually, I'm gonna see if we can do. Let's see if we can do like. I'm gonna see if I can like remove the amount of current like downward force that he has. So then it like negates gravity for a second. So then you don't like feel that really strong drag downwards, if you know what I'm saying. Let's see. Because I know I can do that, but I don't want to do it that way. Because that'll just stop all the momentum, and we don't want that. I mean, we could change the... Let me change this. Okay, we could change the gravity to 0 for a second. And then, like, immediately turn it back. I mean, you know, let's see how that goes. So it'll set it to 0 and then set it back to 1. Oh, wait, try to tell me. I mean, that does fix the problem I was having. So you know what, we'll do that. So now you can, and then we'll have to add a little effect for the double jump so that it feels more like, what's the word? Like, so it feels like it actually does more. Okay, so we're gonna, it's almost like being able to rocket jump midair. That's crazy. Okay. So I'm also gonna move these in my effects tab so that this stays like, what's it called? Organized. Gotta stay organized. Okay. So we have that, and then, yeah, let's add the little effect here. So we'll go here, get a little particle emitter. We're gonna create a new one from scratch. And I'll probably adjust the textures of these later so it's not just circles. It's just, I don't know if I feel like doing art stuff right now. Okay, I'm gonna start with white, and then we'll make it turn to like a slight bit of a gray. So then we have kind of like a little like air cloud kind of feeling, if that makes sense. So let's do like 10 for now. And then we'll do 180. And we want this to rotate specifically downwards. Radius of the emitter, we'll have that be like 6. And then maximum force. For this one, we do want a pretty hefty amount of force on these. Not 3,000, my god, that would be too much. That would launch these particles like crazy. Okay, so we'll do that. And then... Okay. I kind of want to... I don't know if I should add gravity to the particles. I feel like maybe, but I don't know. Maybe. And then... Honestly, I think we might actually start with the particles tiny this time, and then they'll expand outwards. I feel like that might look nice. So let's do like 0.2 and that, and then number of particles, let's do like 100 for now. Flow of particles, let's do like 400. So then they all come out more or less at once, or at least pretty close together. Yeah, you know, we'll see how that looks. Double jump. Okay, so for this we got to make sure that it is rotated like that. So let's go into here. We'll do put double jump around that, and then for the pixel distance, let's do like 30, and the angle degrees to 90, I believe. And then we're gonna take double jump. And we're gonna make sure the angle for it is always set to 180, so that it's pointing down, or not 180, set to 90. And we'll also change the Z order of it also to 0, so that it's behind the player. Because if it's in front of the player, then it looks kind of weird, and we don't want that. Oop, what is this? I fucking love synth so much. One of my favorite fucking sounds. It's magical. Okay. Oh no, I'm trying to think. Dang it, I got too lost in the music. I was jamming too much. Alright. Change the gravity scale. Oh yeah, I was making it where when you jump it, you know, it does it. Okay. So double jump at that. And let's see how this looks to make sure I didn't like mess it up already. Okay, no, that's definitely not what I was looking for. Okay, so let's turn these particles down to like 50, and let's turn this to like 600 so that it's faster. And then we'll also turn this to like 300, and this to like 200. And this to like 4. Not 44, my goodness. Okay, now let's try that. So then the double jump should look a little bit more what I was... Yeah, like that, exactly, that's what I was going for. Just a little like, kind of like, downward burst. So then you can just do like a little like, you know, a little hop. So the thing is, with the like use of this, is if you just stand and you double jump, it's not very high. But if you like rocket jump and then double jump, you can get some good distance with it. Or if you rocket jump and double jump as soon as you rocket jump, you can like launch yourself with that, like greatly increase the like height that you get. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I should change it where it's more useful for just normal standard double jumps, like doing like this. Because obviously like that, it doesn't look very good. But with like the potential of this though, I don't know. Because we could just have it where the double jump is like, you know, a skill-based thing. In the sense of like, you have to, you know, be able to do that. But I don't know. You know what, let me do this too. Let me do like weight 0.0. And we'll set it to like that. So let's try that. You know, we could also, I guess, do like a different version. Like we could do this, and then we could have another one and have it where it's if player is falling. And then I'll go here, we'll do jumping. So if the player is jumping, and then if the player is not jumping. So like if you jump and then double jump, or if you're just like in the air from a rocket jump. So let's try it, let's see how this looks. Or if this is just gonna like not work. Okay, yeah, so normal double jump now feels like a bit stronger. But then this one should be more or less the same as it was. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks good. Because then this double jump feels more like an actual double jump. It feels like more value from it. And then the like crazy super rocket jump you can still do. Yeah, I'd say that works. So you can either rocket jump and then double jump after, or you can like do them together and like launch yourself. I think that looks good. Alright, sweet. And then let's add a sound effect for that too. I'm gonna pause this for a sec. And I'm gonna really quickly mute the stream audio in the background. Because, what's it called? Something else to move this little dude. There you go. Because, what's it called? Oh, I'm moving this down. Stay down there, little dude. Okay. Because whenever I make little sound effects with this thing, it can be a little loud. Because it'll sometimes play like a random thingy. That's really loud. Okay. So I'm just currently shielding your guys' ears. Honestly, that's not too bad. I'll probably use this as a temporary sound and then I'll adjust it later. So let's say double jump temp. Yeah, that's fine. Like I said, I will very, very likely change this later. And then we'll do random in range 0.9, 1.1. So then every time you double jump, it'll be like very slightly varied in the like pitch of the sound. So then it doesn't get like annoying. One sec. And like I said, also that's gonna be like the temporary sound effect. I will do a better one later. But right now we just have simple little, little high-pitched, standard old-fashioned double jump sound. Okay. Ignore my brother in the background. One sec. I'm going to mute myself for just a second really quick. Alrighty, I am back. Okay. Alright. Let's see here. Let me adjust this. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so now we have a little double jump and we have a little shadow dash. Depending on, obviously, a little subclass thing you choose. So right now, actually, the game doesn't have a name So that's something we definitely need to do, is make a name so that I can like make a main menu and stuff. So we're gonna really quickly, we're gonna go here to scenes, and we're gonna add a scene. Let me also just rename this to like an actual name, so then it's not just untitled scene. And so we'll go back here. Okay. Oh my goodness, it tabbed out. It scared me. I thought I just closed the game. This is why I save every like 5 seconds, because it's terrifying when you do that. Okay, so now we have a new scene. Wow, new scene, oh my god. And so this is gonna be our little like, not exactly character select, because like it's still the same character, just different abilities, but we'll have like maybe class select, we'll call it. Class select. Okay, and then we're just gonna close this little thing here. Actually, I think I will. I'm trying to think. It's fine. Okay. So, you know, just for now, for like testing stuff, one sec, let me open up Aseprite. Let me make a window for that so you guys can see lovely, lovely Aseprite. Aseprite, my beloved. And let me just adjust the window size so that it's not like weirdly sized on your guys' screen. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. So now we are gonna really quickly go back to this. So let me move this also around really quick. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna go here, and we are going to actually, one thing we could do maybe with the classes is also have different weapons, because we do have like these 2 weapons right now, but obviously there's like, you don't really know like, because obviously I'm not just gonna have you switch back and forth with these, and also this weapon is super overpowered, so like I'm gonna have to have some sort of way of unlocking it or something. Double jumping, so goofy. But you know, so like we already kind of have this, so like I'll definitely have to make a way to unlock that so you can't just swap between those 2, because that's a little overpowered. Let me also move this back again. Oh, I missed it. There we go. So, let me think. Trying to think if I want to do this. I mean, right now, I guess this thing will probably just be temporary art anyway, so, you know, let's just do this. Okay. So we are gonna go into here. Actually, let me see what the... So let me just, like, do this really quick. I'm just gonna add in a thing just so I can tell the dimensions. I'm just gonna make, like, just a black square. I'm gonna put this right here. And we're gonna cover like half the screen, but like a little bit less than half. So let's do like maybe right about there. That seems no, it does not look right. Good enough. We'll say around that size. So that is 960 by 1056. Okay. So 6. Okay. And then we're gonna really quickly take this right size and we're gonna cut that in half. Actually, no. Let's cut that into 4ths. There we go. So that'll be a little bit easier for me. Okay, and so now we can just delete that because we don't need that anymore. We can just delete that. Okay, and then let me open up Aseprite again. Or not, I mean it's already open, but let me show you guys Aseprite so you can see it. You can be like, wow, oh my god, guys, Asebright, no way. Holy shit. I know, it's insane. That was my first reaction to Asebright too. I'm just being a little silly. Right. So we're just gonna make like a really basic, like, you know, so let me actually, let me think if I want to do this. You know, I'm gonna do like this, actually. We're gonna do a little outline thingy. Oh wait, no, that's not. There we go. I'm just trying to do that right. I'm just gonna make it a little bit thicker. Alright. And actually, I guess I'll do a little more. Let's do like 2. There we go. Okay, yeah, that's more around what I want. Okay, and then we're gonna do a like a bit of a brighter color here. And then I'm gonna see if this works. Cause like, how would that work on that? Oh, it works like that. Oh, that's dumb. Okay, fine. And we'll do like this. I'm just gotta line it up. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. So we'll do kind of like that. So then it has like a cool little gradient. And so we'll have this one with the whole like gray, I guess, being like the shadow one, and then the scout one will be a different color. So actually, let me really quickly kind of copy this, and then I'm gonna go back. There we go, to when it was black. Okay. And then we're gonna create another one. So this will be the shadow one. This will be the non-shadow one. For the scout one, let's do like. Because yeah, like the spooky shadow wraith thing, and then we have another thing. And for this one, we could do maybe like a yellow. Maybe like yellow to orange. Maybe that'll look nice. Let's see how that looks. And that looks like too bright. That's like too fiery. Maybe like this? That's not too bad. Still a little bright though. Actually, no. Let's do this, and the black's on top. You know, I can get behind that. The green doesn't look too bad. We'll do that for now, and then you know, like I said, if you guys want me to change it later, then I can change it later. Oh, we're getting to the trench music. I'm gonna switch the thing back to the beginning of the playlist because you guys aren't ready for trench music. That's a special game that I plan to work on someday. I can't wait to work on trench. That's gonna be so cool. Okay, now I just gotta think of how I want to do this, because I kind of want to have a little gradient in the background, kind of like that. And then I know for sure that I want to have. Let me pull up the player really quick, actually. Because these are going to be almost like kind of cards to like showcase each little class. Where in the heck? Actually, you know, I might actually use the player in game. I might have this just be the card, and then we'll add the extra details in game. Honestly, that's not a bad idea. Okay, so then we'll just honestly let's try this. Let's see how this looks. Let's do like this, and then for this one, we're gonna make that significantly darker. Oh, that is on the wrong type of gradient. Whoopsies. Okay, no, that's too dark. We're gonna basically do like the opposite of the frame, where it's like light at the top, dark at the bottom. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. I mean, I guess, let me try tossing the player over front of that and see how that looks. Let's see. Like, let me just go grab the little dude. Because we'll have them, yeah, probably like up here or something, and then there'll be like a little box down here that has like the text of the like class, you know? If you guys can see the vision I'm talking about. That does look kind of weird though. I don't know if I like that gradient. And I guess maybe I should split it up ahead of time. So like, let me create another layer really quick so I don't mess this up. Okay, so we'll put them like right here. Or so. Just general area. And so then we can make like a little background thing for him here. And then have another thing for the second part. Should split them up a little bit more. Yeah, let's see how that looks. So let's do like... I don't know if I should be doing brighter colors or not, though. You know, let's do the shadow one first. I feel like the shadow one will be easier. One sec. I'll say if we're gonna do this song, we're gonna do the what's it called? The one with no lyrics. There we go. There we go. Also, since when we're streaming, what's it called? Don't really want the ones with lyrics because then, you know, it kind of clashes, like hearing my voice in the song and hearing my voice in the stream. And it kind of just doesn't really work because it's like, you know, hearing the same person talk over himself. And that, you know, that doesn't really work. Also, can you do like a brighter thing like that? No, but I'd have to change the direction there. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. That's still not what I'm looking for. Okay, well, let's just add in this little dude again. We have our silly little guy. Okay. So do that, and then let's create like little boxes. You know, we'll just make them like gray for now, just for like the purpose of blocking this out. So this will be our little text box down here, and then this will be our little styling thing. You know, maybe we'll put him like, oh, whoopsies, on the wrong thing. I would say maybe we'll put him like right here, and then we'll have like his weapon right here. And yeah, and I guess we could do different weapons for different subclasses. Or you know what? I think actually that's not a bad idea. So the rocket jump is like obviously like a very big part of this thing. Sorry, I'm stretching. So we'll have it where maybe we have a primary and a secondary weapon. So then I can keep the whole mechanic of just swapping between two weapons. And so we could have like rocket launcher, you know, up here, and then like whatever their sub weapon is down there. I could see that working. The only thing though is in that case, like with this little showcase thing, there's not really a point of having this dude up here then, because like he's gonna look the same either way, you know? So yeah, I guess we could have it where it's just the weapons up here and then the description down here. Yeah, that could work. Okay, you know what? Let's try that. Let's do like that, and then we'll do like a brighter color up here. Oh my goodness, that's the whole thing. The thing though is I am like 99% sure that that is not properly leveled. Because that's 138 pixels. And that's... Oh yeah, 114. That is, yeah, definitely not in half. Okay. So let me just grab this whole thing here. Actually, why am I even using this thing? I could just do this. I'm just doing it down. Why don't I just do that? There we go. Okay. So let's do that, and then we'll take this, copy that, paste it, and then put this up here, and then we can see the, you know, the difference. And look at that. It's starting to look like a fucking Pokemon card or something. There. That bright white was a little blinding. Okay, so then we'll just stretch this up a little bit more. Let's see, how high is that right now? 126. Let's try 125. Actually, wait, what's the sprite's size? 264. So that would be 132 is what it should be. Okay. Actually, wait, no, fuck, because there's the outline that throws it off, though. Whoopsies. And it's fine. We'll just slowly tweak it until we get it. So it's at 123, 124, 125. So it's the same as the other one. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we can just do 2 more pixels here. So just 1, 2. Oh. What the hell? Move. There we go. And then we'll just go here. Boop. 1, 2. Wow, now it's perfectly in the middle. Beautiful. Yay. Oh, wait, did I? Oh, I fucking rotated it. Of course I did. There we go. So that's 126. 126. Oh, there's one. There's 1 pixel in the fucking middle. That's crazy. I'm literally just going to unironically delete that pixel. And we are mashing this whole fucking thing down 1. I do not care. We are doing that. There we go. Oh, fuck, wait. Whoopsies. 1 sec. We're gonna take this, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna go boop, and then beautiful. And honestly, actually, for the shadow one, I wonder if I can just do this. Yeah, see, we can just grayscale it. Easy. Alright. So we can do that, and then, honestly, these little cards are probably just done. Because then we can add all the text and other stuff in the engine. And that'll just make it easier in general to edit later on. Good enough. So we'll just do that, and then we'll just go export. We'll just call this class scout. And then we're gonna quadruple the size so that the pixel size matches. And then this one we're gonna do the same thing. Class wraith. Export. There we go. And we can close that. And then we can go back here. After like a billion years. Where's the wraith one? Okay, I guess we're doing this guy one first. There we go. Let me actually adjust the size of this grid. Yeah, that works. That's fine. Okay. Oh, it's too big. Whoopsie doodles. That's fine. That's fine. 2, 3, 2, 2. There we go. We'll just do something kind of like that. So then just like on the screen I have like this whole thing. And we can maybe make him a little bit smaller. Let's do like that. Let's do one more down. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's do something kind of like that. Because I want them to have like kind of like giant button feel. Where you can just like kind of hover over each one. So like, you know, so let me give them tweens so you can start to see the vision I'm forming here. So that you're not just like looking at it like, what the fuck is this guy doing? 1 sec, let me do this really quick. Alright, let me also switch the song because we've been listening to the same song for like a tiny bit here. Let's see here. There we go. Okay, now we're back on the playlist. So now we're not listening to the same thing over and over again. Alright. Also, why is this the... Oh yeah, it's like default thing. Get out of here. Get out of here. Right. Okay. I'm just gonna put this little square right here. That, and then we'll do. Actually, okay, normally I do want to have full screen on, but in the stream, if I do that, it will, you know, full screen to my, like, ultra-wide monitor. And we kind of don't want it to do that, because then it looks really weird for you guys. Like, let me see. Oh, yeah, see, it's already not centered. One sec. Let me recenter this for you. There we go. See, that's what we're supposed to be saying. Okay. And then we'll do... And then we'll actually go here and we'll just make a group so then I don't have to double this code. Buttons. Okay. And then we'll change this from scout to buttons. Object scale. Scale from center. And we'll do scale to like. Actually, I did change their size a little bit. Oh yeah, that is a bit of a problem. You know, one sec. Let me see what size I did this. 9, 12. Okay, so we're gonna go in here. There we go. Boom. Now it's naturally that size. And let me also make sure this is... Oh wait, I changed the number. It's supposed to be 1024, not 84. Where did I get 84 from? Okay, there we go. Okay, so now whenever I scale these, that should be scaled properly. There we go. 1.1. And instead of linear, we'll do ease out. We could do swing from too, though, actually. I was going to do ease out bounce, but, you know, we'll see how this looks. We'll see how it looks first. Duration, we'll do 0.3, so then it's fast and it feels responsive. And if it's not in there, we will return it to that. One sec. Whoa, what the hell? Okay. One moment. Let's do this, and then we'll do one for that, see how it looks. There we go. Bro, why are they getting... What the hell? Okay, one sec. That's like actually so weird. Yeah, okay, these are two different objects, yes. Okay. Oh, why are they like placed like that? What the hell? There we go, that's weird. You know, it's probably this. One second. Let's try that. See if that works. There we go. That is more what I was wanting. Okay. It was still a little bit big though. Let's put to like 0.9. And then let's move these closer together and see how that looks. There we go. So then whenever we have the thing where you can pick your class, it'll like look all fancy. I think that looks good. Yeah. Alright. And so then let's also create points really quick on here. So we'll do gun 1. And we'll put that like wherever we end up putting that. And then we'll go here, we'll go gun 2. And we'll put that, you know, wherever we end up putting that. Let's do like also, welcome to the stream, Bryce. Good to see you. Okay, we have this, and then we'll do text. We'll put that like down here. Actually, let me make sure that's centered with this. Just put it like right here, and then we'll do wait. Oh yeah, I was looking at the wrong one. I was looking at the where the exploits at. You know, actually, if I... One sec. Let me actually really quickly save this. And then... Can I copy paste points? I don't think I can. That sucks. I'll have to do that later. I would say in the actual testing area for the game... Once let me make sure that it's showing the screen properly. Oh wait, I do have it set to where it full screens properly on stream. Oh crap! Okay, then let me actually do it on the other things then really quick. One sec. I didn't even realize that. Sick! I didn't even know I fixed that. When a face through walls. Honestly, in this game though, given the fact that you can like rocket jump and stuff. Oh, wrong screen. Wrong screen. There we go. You probably, honestly, like probably could. Especially now that we have the shadow dash. One sec, let me actually switch over to the other class really quick. This by spinning too fast. I mean, again, yeah, you can backflip in this game. But honestly, if you do the shadow dash while spinning into like a corner fast enough, just maybe. Or if you get this weapon and you just do this, you'll probably find a way. And with this thing, since you can basically fly with it, you can actually fly out of the testing area right now and just fall for an eternity, as one does. You can just fall if you so please. As of right now. Alright, one second, let me actually... Oh yeah, I was also actually wanting to test a thing with the goats here. For the little domain expansion thing. I was thinking about possibly making it where while you are using it, they have no gravity and they like slowly float upwards. I just thought that might like add a cool visual effect to it. Like that would look extra spooky per se. Like one second, let me add that in really quick and then we'll see how that looks and we'll see if we want to do that or not. Okay, so we'll say if these are both true. splash damage on the capybara. Thankfully, actually as of right now, the capybara cannot take damage in any way, shape, or form. But obviously, though, I will have to add that eventually. We're just evaporating the goats really quick. Get out of here. There, okay, go to that. But yeah, so right now the capybara can't take damage, because there's nothing to damage him. And also, I didn't want there to be like friendly fire. And also the comment that mentioned the rocket launcher said that they didn't want it to do any damage, they just wanted it purely for knockback. Kind of like a rocket jumper in TF2. So, you know, that's also why when you shoot the goats, it doesn't actually kill them. What kills them is whenever they get launched in the air, the fall damage is what kills them. Eventually, whenever this dude gets too hungry, then he'll start losing health. But right now, we can just, you know, what's it called? We can grab an orange, and then you can feed him the orange, and then he gets happy, and he puts little hearts. Wow. Eventually, though, I'll probably make it where the goats damage the capybara, because right now the players don't have health. It's most of the capybara, since it's kind of a defense thing as of right now, I guess. One sec, we'll do if these are true, and then we'll do if they're not true also. Okay, so if those are true, though, we'll do goat gravity set to 0. Actually, let's do, yeah, set to 0, and then we'll do their gravity scale for when they get like knocked back. Gravity scale set to 0. And then we'll put this back to what they're normally at whenever it's not. Let's see how this works. So if I activate the little domain expansion thing.
Domain expansion. Crimson Abyss!
And if I shoot one, he should just like infinitely fly. Okay, well they kind of die too fast though from the damage from the domain expansion though. Okay, one sec. What if I do that and then we do just add a force upwards. Let's do like apply force of like negative like 5 and just slowly add them upwards so then they just float. I mean, maybe it'll work. I think if it does work, it'll look cool.
Crimson Abyss.
Okay, no, I think I have to do a higher force than 5. Let's do 25. Let's see how that looks. Or I'll have to add an impulse. I guess we'll see.
Domain expansion.
Let's see.
Crimson Abyss.
Oh, yeah, there you go. So, like, I feel like that just looks kind of spooky. It's like having them, like, slowly float upwards. I think we'll also do this. We'll do goat. I think this will make it look a little better. We'll pause their animation, and then we'll obviously resume it if they manage to survive. So then they'll slowly float upwards and shake, and I think that might look a little bit better. Okay, let's see how it looks. So then they just like, you know, kind of almost menacingly float upwards.
Crimson Abyss.
And then, yeah, and then they can't move and they're like shaking and shit. I think that looks good. And then over time they take damage and then they die and then you can steal their souls. Wow. Oh, the Shadow Dash looks great with that. Peak game design right there. Cinema. Okay, yeah, I'm actually really happy with that. That looks really good. That does look very, very good. Alright. So we have that. So domain expansion just got a huge update. That's fire. Okay, let me go back to here really quick and let me really quickly like screenshot these numbers here so I can just toss that on the other one. I'm just using good old snipping tool. I'm just gonna set that over here on the side. And then we're gonna go over to this one and we're just gonna add these same numbers. Honestly though, I'm kind of lazy and I don't feel like doing that. So you know what? We're gonna work smarter, not harder. We're gonna delete this. Trust the process. And then we go into here. We duplicate this. We call this Wraith. And then we paste this effect in there. And then we just put this here instead. Now it's like it never didn't exist. And it still works just fine. At least it should. Let me see. Oh, wait. I need to... Oopsies. One sec. I forgot to add it to the group. There. Okay. So now it should work. Let's also add like a little background for this really quick. Let me do like... Essentially good that you do just let it like a organ water. Oh yeah, that's also a good point. Actually, speaking of water, what's it called? I still need to add. Maybe we can do that right now. Actually, adding the whole like water bucket with the little ponds to give water to the capybara. Because right now there's still no way to give him water. I did make it where if you feed him an orange, he gets a tiny bit of water. Because like technically there's like orange juice in there, but like obviously it's not enough to keep him alive. So I definitely do need to add those water ponds. And honestly, yeah, like a water balloon gun would be kind of cool. Actually, that'd be sick. That'll be a fun thing, God. You know what? We'll get to that right after this. One sec. Let's make a little background. We'll do this, and then let's go into here really quick. We're gonna do like 250 by 250, and we'll do like a nice I have this in grayscale still. Whoopsies. We do not want that in grayscale. Okay, and we're gonna do this because I think it'll look cool. We're gonna do this like nice purple color, and then we're gonna add some like little white dots all around, kind of like stars. And then we're just gonna like loop this thing, and I think this moving in the background will look kind of nice. And if it doesn't, then I'll just add something else. But, you know. For the meantime, I'm just going to do kind of like that. Good enough. Like one second. Let me see how that would look if I... yeah, kind of like that. And it would just like slowly be moving in the background. So like you won't really see it as much. But I think that'll look nice. And then we'll quadruple the size too really quick. Okay, we're gonna do this, and then we can delete that. Now we're gonna go into the background, we're gonna slap that in there. Beautiful. And we're gonna set this to like -10 so that it's like in the way back. And then we're just gonna make it humongous. We're gonna zoom out 1 billion, and then we're just gonna like make it fucking gigantic. Perfect, beautiful. And now, we're gonna lock this in place. And then, and only then, one second, let me move this. Okay. We're gonna do background, add a force, and we'll do like -5 and negative. Actually, let's do 10. Let's see how that looks. That might be too slow. There we go. See? So now we just have like a nice little like kind of spacey background, just like slowly moving. I feel like it's still moving a little too slow though. Let's do like 20. We'll double that speed. See how that looks. And then maybe we can even add some blur to it just to like make it look fancy. Because it's like a background, you know? Yeah, like that. I think that looks nice. So then like, obviously once we actually add details to the like choosing your subclass card, I think that looks good. That looks pretty nice. There we go. Now we have a nice little background for choosing your subclass. Alright, so now we'll just save that for now, and then we'll go back there and adjust the subclass stuff later. Let me get rid of all these goats so they're not going to be harassing me. I'm going to put this goat in the hole. I created this earlier just so the fun is. It's just a pit. It's literally just a pit where I could just throw the goats in it. Goodbye, goat. He's dead. Yeah, that Shadow Dash is fucking sick. I am so happy with how the Shadow Dash looks. And actually, wait, let's see. How does that look with the slowed down time? Yeah, that looks sick with the slowed down time. That's cool. That's pretty sick. Alright. Yeah, let's get to adding in water stuff. Water bucket release. Sorry about I got that Minecraft brain rot. I actually want to, let me really quickly just like do some silly stream stuff that involves blowing up a bunch of people. Because why not? Oh, also, what's it called? Speaking of these little avatar dudes, if at any point if you want to change your avatar to something else, just let me know and I can swap it for you. Like there's like a bunch of different ones. Like you can have like this little dude, 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 this little dude. There's a lot of options. You can also be a little black person where you can put on little cosmetics. You can be retro from Area 259, which is who I currently am. Because, you know, I gotta have an avatar of one of my dudes. Yeah, I'll make you this little guy for now. And then you can tell me if you want me to swap it later. There you go. He's vibing. Okay, so let's make some water. So, the question is, for the ponds, do we want them to be like, you know what, maybe I can actually turn the pit here into some water. So instead of it having like, just be like a puddle, we could have it be like an actual like, thing you can interact with. Then we can make swimming a thing. I don't know how rocket jumping underwater is gonna work, but we can try. We could definitely try. Okay, so let me go here, and then for the water, let's open up Aseprite. Aseprite, our beloved. And let me... I'm pretty sure I made the... Yeah, it's 32 by 32. Okay. God, I love that 32 by 32 pixel art. Okay. Oh, the only thing though is like, it would have to get darker towards the bottom. And if I did it as like one solid thing, I could do that. But if we want to have it being a repeating texture. How do I want to do that? That is a... Oh my god, I'm dying. Alright, you know what? We'll just do this for now. For now. We'll just do like that, and then we'll just like sprinkle in some... Let me actually switch this over to tiled view so we can make sure that it looks good. Because obviously we want it to like look good when it's tiled so that it doesn't like look unnatural. So I'd say we can just do like this, kinda. Let's add slightly darker tones in there. And then we'll give it like a wavy kind of effect so that it like looks like it's moving. I'm just trying to make sure this looks... I don't know if I like the darker. Yeah, I kind of like that. That looks a little bit better. Okay. So then we will export this. And then I think once we make it like transparent and stuff in the actual game engine, I think that'll make it look a lot better. So do this, do that, save. Okay, and let's go in here, slap our wah-wah, the water, slap it in there, and we can just put this right here. Okay, and then for the water, we're also gonna really quickly go into here and we're gonna do reflection, and I want to see how this works actually, because let's do like, let's try 0.9. I want to see how that looks. Okay, so let's just like run about it really quick. Get out. Okay, no, that's weird. Okay, I was just curious to see how that looked. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Okay, wait, let's try 0.1 or like 0.05 because that'll make it wavy towards the top, and I just want to see how that looks. I am curious. We're testing out new things here. Okay, no, that bugs the ever-loving motherfucker out of it. Okay. We are definitely not giving that out effect then. Okay. Good to know. Okay. And so yeah, so let's make it transparent really quick. Let's add a new thing here. We'll just call this like water. Okay. So first off, the opacity, we're gonna set that to, let's do like 140. See how that looks. Okay. So then at least when you jump in the water, you'll like be able to see through it. And then obviously, like I said, we'll make it where it's not static. There we go. Okay, so at least now when you're in here, it looks like, you know, water. Let me really quickly... I kind of want to see how that would look with some blur on it. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that might look kind of nice. Either that or I'm like actually just like dumb. Let's see. But I feel like that might help it blend around the edges and stuff better. Okay, no, it definitely does not. That's a no-go. Okay. What if I like put it into the walls like that a little? And then we'll give it just like extra blur. We're just testing things at this point just to see like what looks nice. Okay, you know that does not look natural. I mean, it doesn't look terrible, but I mean around the edges that looks okay. So get out of here, goat. Be gone. Actually, on the edges that looks kind of nice. It's just at the top that looks kind of weird. So what if I like just dropped it down a block? I mean, that doesn't look terrible. And now we'll just have to like make it feel a little, you know, better. Is there a wavy like thing by chance? I'm curious. Okay, yeah, I don't think there is. You know, one sec. We're just testing things at this point. I'm kind of curious. I just want to try some different effects and see how they look on this. Just out of curiosity. Whoa, that looks fucking weird. Okay, no, thank you. Okay. Okay, you know what? We'll keep the blur for now, because that looks kind of nice, actually. I don't mind that. Okay, so we'll keep that. And then let's add in, like, some particle effects. So let's go in here. We'll do, like, particles, skip and create from scratch. And we'll call this water splash. And we'll do like a kind of blue color to like a white color. And then for the spray cone, we'll do 180, but we want to have it upwards. And then for gravity, actually we will actually have gravity on this. So let's do like 400, and then for the particle thing, let's do like 300 and like 100. And then the radius we'll do like 5. And then start size, we want them to be big and turn small. So we'll do that. And then let's put this to like 3 seconds maybe. Let's do like 60 and then like 600. Let's see how that looks. And then we also need to make sure that the angle for it is 270. So that it's facing upwards at all times. And so then we'll just go here and we'll do player collision with water. And then we'll do once, because you want to make sure that that only does it once so it doesn't spawn like a billion things of water. We'll do water splash create at player X and player Y. And then we're going to have it create it at like, oh yeah, let's also do the order set to 0 so that it's behind the player. Actually, do we want it behind the player? It might look better in front of the player because I might give it a more 3D feel. Yeah, we might actually do that. And then for the player's Y, we'll do plus like 30. So then it's more towards their feet. Let's see how that looks actually. Let's see. And then whenever we jump in, it'll be like a tiny bit of a little splash thing. Obviously, we'll probably have to adjust it a bit. But... okay, I don't even think it definitely did not look like it did it. Okay. One sec. Let me like try spawning in the water splash too to see like. Oh well, that actually doesn't. Yeah, that actually doesn't look that bad. I'm gonna add a little bit more force to it. Let's do like 350, and then we'll lower the amount of particles to like 45. Oh, it says collision with water splash, not water. Whoopsies. Okay, that's why I was doing that. Okay, so now if I jump in the water, it should create that near my feet. Go away. Okay, that kind of works, but I want it to be like lower. So let's do like minus 45. Or plus 45 technically. Go away, goat. Go away. Go away. Go away. The thing is with the blur though, it doesn't look good with the blur. You know, what if I create like, one sec, I just want to see how this looks. We're just gonna do like that, and then we're just gonna take a solid one and put that right in here. And we'll put this like at like that. Let's see how that looks. Because then it'll like go behind. Yeah, and then the water looks a little bit better. Okay, that looks good. Fuck, I wasn't paying attention to the particle though. Whoopsies. Okay, one sec. We're gonna call this water blur, and then this one will just be water. Or we'll call this water background. I also want to double check that the domain expansion thing actually works with this too. And we'll check with this too, to actually make sure that it works with the punch. Okay. And then if we do a little domain expansion, it should make the water hide.
Crimson Abyss!
Okay, yeah, see, that's what I was worried about, is the water does not disappear. Or at least the background for the water. Because I want the background one to be. So let's try, we can actually lock that in place. For this one, let's try like negative 15. Not 715, holy shit. Okay, now let's try this.
Domain expansion. Crimson Abyss!
Okay, nope. I mean, we could just put it in the background there. See how that looks. Let's see how it looks. Let's see.
Domain expansion. Crimson Abyss!
There we go. Now the water looks spooky. And then once, you know, once it ends, it should disappear. Or it should look like normal water again. There we go. Much better. Or actually, wait a second. How does this look? Sorry, I just realized. Is that on the wrong... Oh, it is on the wrong layer. Because it has the parallax. Oh. Or not the wrong layer, but the wrong thingy. I see. Okay, so let me make sure this is lined up then. Oh, caps lock. Okay, so that is lined up. Oh, it's because of the zoom. One sec. We'll do... Oh, wait, that's because it's the layer. Forgot, one sec. And also it's the backgrounds, 0, and we will do camera zoom from this layer. There we go. Okay, and so now it should hopefully keyword, hopefully, be lined up properly. There we go, perfect. Now we just need to add the like physics for that. Oh, you know, I just realized that makes the parallax background look kind of weird, though. Oh, dang. Okay. One sec. Let's see here. What's the Z order for this? Wait, actually, where did I put the Z order for that? Did I place the Z order for that somewhere? Oh, wait, no, it's just like already on the thing. One sec. It's -10. Okay, so I would just have to take this then, put this on the base layer, and then put it to just -11. And now, it should work. And then we can get rid of this, because I kind of like how it looked before then, not gonna lie. Because then when you would like rocket jump and stuff, it would like go up a little more. I just felt like it did. There we go. And so now if I domain expansion here,
Domain expansion. Crimson Abyss!
then it does that whole thing. Wait, but why? Yeah, the water's still water. Damn it, why does it keep doing that? I'm actually so confused. Because this is, you're -11. That's -10. Oh, that's on the background layer. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, well in that case, yeah, I guess we do have to keep that on then. Oh, I see why it also didn't disappear. It's because I didn't change that. Oh, I see. Okay. Now I'm learning. Okay, now it's... Okay, so that looks good. And then we activate this.
Crimson Abyss!
I think it did. I guess we'll see whenever it like comes back in. Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, sweet. Okay, so it does work. Good. I also want to double check actually that when we punch stuff in the water, that like it won't just be like a black outline. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Dang it. Bro. Why does this make everything so difficult? Okay, one sec. We're gonna do... When that is false, we'll do... actually, when it's true, we'll hide that. And then when it's not, then we do this. Okay. And now that should fix that problem. Bug fixed. Water is pain to add sometimes. Come down here, goat. There we go. Now it works. Beautiful. Cinema. Alright. So now we just gotta make it where when we're inside the water, it like lowers our gravity more or less, and that we can like jump infinitely, and then we should be good. Let's see here. Alrighty. Okay. So we'll do... let me also change those two. do this too. And let's also make a sound effect. Okay, one sec. One sec. Okay, alright, there we go. We have Dawawa. Alright. And I'm gonna do that, so then it's slightly varied in pitch every time you jump in the water. So then it should have the little water splash sound, and I feel like that'll just add a lot more to it. So then if I jump in here. Beautiful. And then with the little particle effect, that just looks a lot better. Yeah, I think that looks nice. Okay. And I think for this too, actually, we're gonna make the radius less. Let's see here. Let's do 200 for that too. Or let's do like 220. And we'll do. Okay. Oh, not 500. Oopsies. 400. Okay. Okay. Alright, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that looks good. And then if I like jump in like this. Okay, that still looks good. Alright. Sweet. And so now I just gotta make it where it's less gravity in water. And then after that, I think I'm probably gonna end stream for now because we've been here for, yeah, almost 2 hours. So, alright. Let's see here. We'll do. Go in here and do players in collision with water. So the only thing with that though is we have to double check the gravity on like other stuff. Like yeah, whenever you do the dash thing, it changes their gravity for just a second. So I guess for that we'll just have to make sure that you're not touching the water when you do your double jump stuff. So like you can't wraith dash and you can't double jump in water because that would be problematic. Oh, whoopsie, I accidentally full screened. Okay. Okay, so I can get rid of that. Okay. So we will do when the player's in collision with water, and then we'll say when they're not in collision with water, and we'll do once, just so that like it works properly. Okay, so when you're in collision with water, player gravity. We'll set it to like just way less. And then we'll do like 0.2. And then we'll do this whenever you get out of the water. And then we can have like when the player's in collision with the water and you are holding down the space bar, aka jump, then we will have let's do it like this. And do like okay. There we go. And then we'll do that. Okay. And so now, hopefully when you go in the water, you should have lower gravity. And you should be able to just hold space till like, you know, flip back up. Oh, oh my god. Floated a little too fast. Okay. Let's try a much lower number than that. My goodness. There we go. Much better. So now when you're in the water, if you jump, you have way less gravity. And you can hold space to like jump up higher. And you can like pull yourself out. There we go. And then I think I'm gonna make the water a like teensy little bit higher. Let's do like up to here. And then we'll do like that. And then we'll take the blur and also bring it up there. There we go. Okay, so then it should be easier to like actually get out of the water. Alright, so then if I like hold space here, there we go, I can like actually get out of the water easier. There we go. Okay, so the only thing is when you fall into the water, you sink until you touch the bottom and then you can swim back up, which we don't really want. So we can maybe do like player in the water, allow jumping again. Oh, did not mean to shadow dash that direction. Oh, you can like okay, good to know. Okie dokie. Well, that is something. Definitely don't want to be able to just hold space and do that. Okay, so one sec. The add the jump again ability, I might have to turn that off because you can do that, and then yeah, and then you can like. So like, if you're doing that, it's fine. But if you just go to the top and you just hold space, I don't think we should be able to do that. I definitely don't think we should be able to do that. Okay, so let's do like, let's do that, and then we'll also do water splash scene equal to 0. So now you can't have a billion of those a second. So now you can splash and you can come up and you can splash again, but you can't like spam splash. Oh, but we do have this problem though, of that it keeps doing it. Okay, I see the problem. Okay. So, wow, yeah, that is a bit of an issue. So let's say, you know, maybe if we do like player is not jumping. So then if you are in the water, so like, let me just get this going now. So if I jump in here, oh, but we can't have that now. I was like, because I can do like this whole thing then, and it doesn't splash. But also, I don't want to, I don't think you should be able to do that though. You know? That looks kind of, I don't know, that looks weird. That looks janky. Okay, so let's do like, oh, you know, maybe we can just do it here. Maybe that'll be better. Maybe that'll be better. And then I'll set this to like 2 seconds. Okay, so now when you go in there, oh, but that just makes you like infinitely sink. Why is making this stuff to be so difficult? This is a certified water moment. Okay. And we'll just do that is indeed rather problematic. I mean, we might just have to leave it like this for now. So people will, as of right now, people can do this, if you so please, by literally just standing on the water and holding space. Also, I do realize that that needs to be a tiny bit lower. Let's do like 55, or you know, let's do 60 and say it. I mean, at least this is good for testing the water. Oh my god, the speed you can do with that, with the shadow dash. There we go. That's a much better height. So then when you jump in the water, it's more at the top of the water. Yeah, see, that looks nice. Okay. Maybe we can do like, I'm really thinking here. Maybe we can do like this, because then it will like, it should also just feel like hitting water where it slows you down when you first hit it. Maybe, just maybe, just maybe, just maybe. Okay, that also like doesn't really. Let's do like, oh wait, no, because it'll only be applied once, so we have to have it be a higher number. Okay, let's try this, maybe. Just maybe. Oh, that just makes you infinitely bounce on top of the water. Ruh-roh. Don't want that. Let's do like this maybe. I'm really thinking here. Oh, wait. No, you can still do this. I mean, this makes it a little bit better. But can you just jump in, though, is the question? Oh, you can! Okay, I think we fixed it. So, like, you can still do this, but that's a lot better than, like, the ungodly spam of that. So, like, you can hop across water. Okay, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with that. That I can deal with. That I'm okay with. Alright, we're good. We're chilling. Whew, okay, I'm going to save this now that we have water added. So we have water added, we updated the domain expansion. I got started on the little class select screen. We added the 2 classes, the Shadow Dash and the Double Jump. Alright, good. That's some damn good progress. That's good progress. That was a pretty big mechanic. Alright, let me set the stream ending. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Later.